What makes a good remake? Keeping everything that works and fixing what didn't. For me, for a long time, the Resident Evil remake from 2002 was the bar.
Resident Evil, more terrifying than ever, comes to Nintendo GameCube. Spine-chilling action. Devastating weapons. Unspeakable evil. Live the nightmare. Resident Evil, exclusively from Capcom. Rated M for mature, only on Nintendo GameCube.
It was perfection in my eyes. The Silent Hill 2 remake has raised that bar. I've played the original Silent Hill 2 many times, but I never completed it. That was until the announcement of the remake. I always knew the deep dark story that was Silent Hill 2, but I was intrigued to see how they could tell that story 20 some years later. So I played through the original. It's good. Well, the story is. Gameplay? It's a bit rough. It's really just the combat for me. It's not good. However, they fixed that in the remake and it's 100 times better. The hit detection in the original, it just felt off. The more you play, it becomes easier but never enjoyable. In the remake, you are dodging and swinging, and nothing beats dodging and slamming the quad-legged mannequins. Silent Hill 2 Remake does combat and puzzles better than the 2001 game, and in a way, the old clunky combat, it made it more terrifying to try to overcome the monsters in Silent Hill. You always feel weak. Switching to modern controls is so smooth, and in my opinion, it didn't take away from the game's frightening encounters. That's no surprise, and I'm in no way trying to come across as hating the original Silent Hill 2. I'm just so impressed with what we got with this remake. So let's dive into the story. You play as James, a man who received a letter from his wife to meet her in their special place in Silent Hill. A couple issues. His wife is deceased, and Silent Hill is full of these things. You take control of James to try and find his wife. He's hopeful that maybe she isn't dead after all. Along the way, you meet others in Silent Hill who are dealing with their own situations. Like Angela. She's looking for her mom. Her story is quite deep and disturbing. Then there's Laura, who claims to have known your wife, but she only gives us little details before running off. This happens a lot with her. And before I continue, yes, Pyramid Head is back and he is scarier than ever. Your first encounter with him is unsettling. This game altogether is unsettling. He just stares at you. The only thing keeping him from you is that gate. We'll get back to him. You also run into Maria at the pier, who oddly enough resembles a more seductive version of your wife, Mary. Mary. Maria, Mary. It eventually makes sense. After meeting Maria, she tags along with you. When Maria is with you in the original, this part felt like a burden to me. Trying to protect her? I didn't feel that way here. Maybe because the CPU that is Maria is smarter now? I don't know. I found myself caring for her character the further the game progressed. Something I didn't feel with the original Silent Hill 2. I don't know, better dialogue goes a long way. It helps the story tremendously. And oh yeah, I can't forget Eddie. Eddie is first seen vomiting in a toilet because of the battered corpse in the refrigerator. He immediately starts making a case for himself that he didn't do it. He's a bullied guy that is very insecure. More on him later too. Pretty cool Easter egg comes from Maria bringing an outfit out of the closet in an apartment. That outfit is the same one she wore in the original Silent Hill 2 game. That's pretty cool. The boss battles have been, let's say, reinforced. Just like the classic, when you have your first boss encounter with Pyramid Head, save your ammo. Run him around in circles. Eventually, the siren will sound and he will leave. Doing damage will only make the invisible timer go faster. Laura runs off again and leads James and Maria to Brookhaven Hospital. And here come the creepy nurses. Are we attracted to these? Nah, there's no way, right? Right? Eventually, James catches up to Laura, and she plays him by saying a letter from his wife is in a room. And locks him in here with our next boss. That was Fleshlight. By now, you have to be a pro at dodging. I mean, you have to be if you're going to veer the sudden attacks of Fleshlight. The beefed up boss battles are 10 out of 10 improvements. With the story staying true, I knew what was coming. As Maria and James attempt to escape Pyramid Head, Maria is caught and killed in front of James. Man, this scene hit me different. It's the odd relationship between Maria and James, and you know the story is good when they make you care for the characters. After Maria dies, you take control of James, and the mood has changed. The music has us feeling the heaviness that James is now carrying. I love how a remake can be its own, but still stay so true to the classic. This happened in the classic as well. Somehow from this point, the game felt even more grim, and it began to rain. Fast forward and we now enter Angela's nightmare. Remember we met her in the cemetery at the beginning. This game's environments from the start have been nothing less than horrifying. Jump scares, yeah, they're littered all throughout. But it's this part of the game that freaked me out the most. Angela has a traumatic past with her father. The boss fight here is against Abstract Daddy. Abstract Daddy is a manifestation of sexual abuse. There is a safe space during this part, a little closet that Angela used to run to. You can see her bare and a torn photo of the family. This part broke me. This boss battle takes place in her childhood home. After running around and shooting this thing, Angela is the one to put an end to it. She slams a TV on top of it. Onward, James sees a familiar face. It's Maria. At this point, you start realizing this isn't possible. She can't be real. This has to be made up in his mind. Eddie is the next boss. Each time you run into him, he seems more and more mentally unstable. The refrigerator guy from earlier? Yeah, he killed him, and he's getting more comfortable killing. And next up is James. This boss was the most challenging for me. The visibility is rough, and Eddie moves very quickly. To advance, we have to put an end to Eddie's gloomy tale. At the Lakeview Hotel, James needs to access room 312, him and his wife's special place. Finally, after entering the room, the player learns the dark truth. His wife Mary was sick, and James took her life by smothering her. became a burden to him, and that's how he dealt with the situation. The little girl Laura was an orphan that Mary befriended, and she questioned James after the truth comes to light.
Killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back. Give her back to me.
Now that James has come to terms with what he's done, the game transitions into the real world. We aren't done. Maria dies again, but this time to Pyramid Head times 2. The scream that James lets out is gut-wrenching. It became clear to me that Maria is what James wanted out of his wife Mary. That's why she looked like her, but it was his vision. His version. After a battle with both Pyramid Heads, they take themselves out. The final boss is a monstrous version of either Mary or Maria, depending on your ending. Depending how you played the game will determine your ending. You can look further into that if you're searching for one of those ends. I got the leave ending, which is considered the closest to a happy ending, if that's what you want to call it. But James left with Laura and found some kind of closure on all of it. Probably the worst ending would be the in-water ending. James can't live with what he's done, and he drives his car into the lake. This game is so deep. It's a masterpiece. It will have you feeling so many ways by the end. In 2001, Konami put out one of the greatest psychological horror video games of all time. And in 2025, they raised the bar with it. I love how they stayed true to what people loved about the original and still found a way to make it better. Some will say that there's too much ammo or too many health items. Well, I must suck because I desperately was searching. Mainly my issue was the health items. It took me a while to figure out the dodging pattern of the enemies. I used my melee weapon quite a bit, so ammo really wasn't much of an issue for me. Smashing windows is a new thing. It's satisfying and rewarding because in some of the vehicles you'll find ammunition and health. I love what they have done with Silent Hill itself. This town actually looks like at one time it was a perfect tourist town. Sure, it has seen better days, but this team puts so much time and effort into this place. You could run through it and miss all the little details. At the end of the game, they give you your stats. Here was mine. I love breakdowns like these. They took on the challenge of remaking a legendary horror game and succeeded. I'm a believer of not everything needs a remake. But when it's dated and the story is this good, this makes us 2001 gamers happy. And it also introduces a younger audience that may have never picked up a controller to a PS2 or an OG Xbox.